Now, I am super excited about today's show, as I always am, because it provides us an opportunity to give life and to provide resources and education to individuals sorely in need of these valuable tips as it relates to cancer, lymphedema, and simply on how to live today and every day. So, for additional information, if you want to go out to our website, let me see if I can zoom this in just a little bit further. There we go. If you want to go out to our website at www.live-today.org, feel free to go out there. You can find out more information about what we do, what we're all about, who our partners and sponsors are, and how you can get involved as an organization or as a volunteer. If you have any further questions or comments that we do not address in today's show, or you need some clarification about something that was said, please feel free to email us at info@live-today.org. And as always, feel free to give my staff a call at 754-220-0234. Now, we also want you guys to follow us out there on social media. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at livetoday.org. That is livetoday.org. Now, if you guys recall, if you've been watching over the past couple of months, I stated that the Live Today Foundation and the Envision Life Foundation was joining forces to produce a play. Now, the Envision Life Foundation is a foundation that was founded by one of our co-producers, Mrs. Karen Roberts, and her organization provides free resources to cancer patients and to caregivers. They hand out ready bags of items that Karen wished she would have had as she was going through surgery and chemotherapy and radiation. And then they also provide additional resources to caregivers, giving them a break from taking their loved ones to chemo, or helping out with the children in daycare activities and things of that nature, and raising funds to help families out financially. And so the Live Today Foundation and the Envision Life Foundation joined forces, and we produced on this past weekend a play entitled The New Me I Didn't Want to Be. And it showcased the lives of 4 breast cancer survivors and 1 metavivor. And if you're not familiar with the term of metavivor, a metavivor is a breast cancer patient that is living with stage 4 metastatic disease. And so this was a play featuring these 5 women and their personal stories, as well as the stories of the caregivers who were in their lives and loved them through the process and were inspired by their story. Now, we produced this on October 6th at 4 p.m. at the Timothy Corporation Community Center on 43rd in Drexel, right here in Chicago. And for those of you that did not have an opportunity to come out, you missed it. It was a sold out event. We had to get more chairs and make more room for the individuals that came. But stay tuned. I want you to see this clip, just a little small clip of what took place on this past Sunday.
Hey, baby girl.
Hey, Mom, how are you?
Oh, Mama's tired.
Well, you just completed 12 treatments of chemo. You need to rest.
I know, but I'm trying to help my patients with their cancer issues, and they don't even know I got cancer issues of my own. Shoot, I haven't even worn my compression garment for my lymphedema because I know that they'll get a diagnosis away. You know, I want to be there and be strong for them, and girl, you know people always expect me to be strong. Shoot, even our family expect me to be the pillar of strength. But girl, some days the struggle is real.
But Mom, that's okay.
I know, and I so appreciate your support. You know, I'm trying my best to give everything to God, but some days I find myself taking some of this mess back.
Don't do that.
I know, girl, and I know that my life is not about me. I know that it's about God and His plans for my life and His purpose for my life and how He wants me to live and do things according to His way. But girl, child, His ways are not like ours. But God in His infinite wisdom knows best. And you know what? I know that I'm not the same, and I'm learning to love it. You know, this new me I didn't want to be.
Wait, what did you say?
You heard me. I said this new me I didn't want to be, but God knows best.
He does know best.
Yes, he does. Baby girl, mama gotta go. I gotta go take my meds and see some more patients.
All right, I love you, Mom.
I love you too, but baby, wait. I gotta tell you this. I did not want to go through surgery, and I wanted no parts of chemo, but I knew I had to go through my treatment for you. There was a time, and I can say this to you now, but there was a time when my physical and emotional pain was so great that I did not want to be here without Granny. That for a split second, I didn't think about how not going through surgery or chemo would have caused you to be here without me. Please forgive me.
Of course I forgive you, Mom.
I love you. But you know what, baby girl, your mama's in her right mind now. And I'm going to give like my all. I'm going to live it. I'm going to live it for me. I'm going to live it for my family. I'm going to live it for my patients. And especially, I'm going to live it for my baby girl. I love you, my little sugar booger.
Love you too, Mom.
Bye, baby. That's my baby.
So that was what we produced on just a little bit of snippet of what we produced on this past weekend. And it indeed was an awesome event. Individuals indeed left there determined in their mind that they would live today and envision life tomorrow. And we were super excited. There were 3 women that signed up to get free mammograms done. And so I am just grateful to God for the opportunity, because that is potentially 3 lives saved, simply because we had a venue that allowed individuals to come in for us to discuss breast cancer awareness and educate individuals and to share our personal stories, and then to offer up the opportunity through the Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force to be able to offer free mammograms to the individuals that were in that room that were uninsured, underinsured, and otherwise would not have been able to get their mammograms done as they should have. So I am super excited. If you missed it, no worries. We will be coming back next year. We've already been asked by one institution, one organization, to come and present the play. So we're looking that next year, maybe we'll have about 3 to 4 opportunities to deliver this production, and more opportunities to share our testimony and provide victory and success and long life in the lives of others that have been touched by this play that was written by Beverly LaRue. Now, I also have another exciting announcement for you, and I shared this with you previously. Dr. Sheri and the Live Today Foundation are joining forces, and we're going to be offering a 3-day cruise to the Bahamas, where I will reveal my blueprint on how to let go and live today and every day. So you say, is this something for me? Well, are you overwhelmed by all the things that are bugging you right now? Are you weighed down by failed relationships, work challenges, and other conflicts? Do you feel like your life is just going around in circles and it's not leading you to any happiness or any peace? Well, then this is the retreat for you. We will be cruising through the Bahamas beginning May 15th and out of Miami, returning to Port of Miami on May 18th. This will be in the year of 2020. We will be aboard the Carnival Conquest, so please go out there and check out the ship. You will be super excited when you see just how fabulous this ship is. And we are ready to set sail, let go, and set free. Now, we had some special pricing up until September 15th, but fortunately, I just got news today that our initial cabins, although they were completely sold out, we've opened up for some more cabins, so we have some additional availability, and I've just been informed that there's only been a slight increase, maybe of about $5 per category. So there is still time for you to get and reserve your spot, reserve your cabin today, because there is still limited availability. And I have to say that thanks to 2 very generous benefactors, well, actually now 3 benefactors As a result of their contributions, 2 survivors will have the opportunity to experience this retreat for free. So not only the survivor, but a loved one of their choice will have the opportunity to experience this life-changing retreat for free. So you really don't want to miss this. We will have special makeover sessions and free photo shoots that have been volunteered and offered by I Picture Hope, which is a division of shadow catcher photography, and they specialize in helping individuals to feel whole, to feel loved, to feel sexy, to feel wanted again in their own skin. And so you will have an opportunity, should you choose to join us, to have a free photo shoot. I mean, who gets a free professional photo shoot? I mean, that's the price of the cruise right there. So come on out. You better go out there to that link, and I will post the link and show you the link again before the end of today's show so that you'll know exactly where to go to reserve your cabin. And I'll also be posting it on all of our social media sites. So this being October, I wanted to talk to you guys about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We know that October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Matter of fact, I found my lump October 1st, 2008. So at the beginning of the month is when I usually perform my self-breast exam, and I happened to find my mass myself. And thankfully that I did, because although it felt small on the surface, it actually was growing inward towards my lung, and had I not discovered it, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't have lived to see the next summer. And so I'm here to talk to you about, well, what can you do to minimize and reduce your risk of breast cancer? Well, those of us that are women, we cannot take away that risk. Merely being a woman increases our risk. Getting older, well, that's going to increase our risk. Having, obviously estrogen and progesterone, well, that can increase our risk. But knowing what your normal is, performing your own self-breast exam, knowing when something is not right in your body because you check it often so you know what's right, and then when something is not right, it is glaring at you. Knowing your normal and acting on something that is abnormal as quickly as possible saves lives. Plain and simple. Studies have been done. Statistics are out there. Lives have been saved. So that's one. Number 2, get your regularly scheduled screening mammograms. Long gone is the myth that having a mammogram increases your exposure to radiation, which in turn can cause cancer. No, your screening mammogram is the test that can potentially save your life. There have been no studies that have shown that women who have had regularly done mammograms subsequently die from having regularly scheduled mammograms. That doesn't exist. And so this is a diagnostic test that provides minuscule radiation, but the benefit more than outweighs this minuscule risk because it can save your life. Then there are certain lifestyle changes and lifestyle choices that you can make. 1, eating a healthy diet. 2, if you drink alcohol, do so in moderation. 3, not smoking. And when I say exercise, ladies and gentlemen, I mean simply getting up off the sofa, walk up and down the hallway of your building. Walk up and down the hallway of your home. Walk up and down the stairs. Park the furthest distance from the door of the grocery store, or maybe if you're going out for dinner, park far away so that you can walk to the restaurant and walk a little of that off when you're leaving. Simple things just to get you started can have a significant impact on your baseline level of health. And then lastly, please know your family history, okay? That is tremendously important because that changes when you start having your regular mammograms. I mean, by when, I mean at what age. And so if you have no clue as to your family history, whether or not mom, aunt, grandmother, sister, any first degree relative with a history of breast cancer, you need to know about it. If you are a member of that family, you need to know. And men, For those of you that may be feeling left out, well, let me bring you right back in. Men can get breast cancer too. Matter of fact, in 2019, close to 2,300 men will be diagnosed with breast cancer. And so it is important that you do all of those things that I mentioned as well, knowing what your normal is, getting tested, checked out if you find something abnormal, choosing the right lifestyle choices, and knowing your family history. That all applies. And so one of the things that I want to talk about to go a little bit further, hey everybody, to go a little bit further in just Breast Cancer Awareness Month, I believe that we are all now aware of the severity of breast cancer in this country. We certainly should be aware of the disparity that exists amongst African American women in breast cancer. And by that I mean we die 40% at a 40% faster rate, and 40% more of us die from breast cancer than our Caucasian counterparts, even when we control for all other risk factors. So there is something there that goes beyond outside of us that we need to pay attention to. And some of that may be related to cultural ideals, how we were raised, and I'm going to get into that in a minute. And so we are aware. I don't think that there's anybody watching me tonight that either you're a survivor yourself, you're a current patient, you know someone who is, and so there you have it. And when you're looking at the statistic that one in out of every 8 women in the U.S. will be diagnosed with cancer during her lifetime. 1 in 8. 1 in 8. There are more than 3 million breast cancer survivors living in the U.S. currently. And when you add, and when you continue to add year after year that 1 in out of every 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer in her lifetime, that diagnosis rate is extremely way too high. And the death rate for breast cancer across the board, but especially amongst black women, is completely unacceptable. So we need to move beyond awareness. So where does that leave us? Well, some of us are taking the steps to be educated about what we can do to reduce our risk. Beyond the education, there comes a time when knowing the right thing to do and doing the right thing to do, there is a pathway between those two. And so we can know the right thing to do. We can know what's right. But unless we do what's right, it's not going to benefit us at all. And so we need to move beyond awareness. We need to move beyond education. And we need to go out there and do. And by do, I mean, hey, you get together with your girls. You get together with family members. Why not get together and have some of your first degree relatives over, have some healthy food to eat and chit chat, and you're going to watch a movie. But at some point somebody needs to bring up the conversation of, hey, does anybody know if anybody in our family died from breast cancer? Did anybody die from uterine cancer? Did anybody have cervical cancer? Because notoriously, generation after generation, for whatever reason, we hide our illness and we hide our pain. Particularly, we, especially as black women, tend to take on the superwoman role, and to our fault and to our detriment. And so that's something that we need to move away from and make sure that we bring it back home, because unless we take care of ourselves, our concerns about who's going to take care of our children, who's going to take care of my husband, who's going to do this and who's going to do that, well, you know what? You won't be around to know. Because if you don't take the right steps to prolong your life, to leave and live a quality of life, then the answer to your question is it won't be you, because you won't be around. And so we need to go from knowing to doing. And I want to tell you this before I forget. I want you guys to remember that if you want to be a support to the Live Today Foundation, please go out to live-today.org. Find out more information about us. Feel free to shoot us an email at info@live-today.org. And certainly if there is any clarification or questions or concerns about what I spoke about today, feel free to give us a call at 754-220-0234. Now again, back to what I was saying about awareness and moving from awareness to education, from education to actually doing. One, I want you guys to know that there are free resources out there. And just like we Google what happened to the current celebrity or what's going on in their life, how about Googling current free resources in your area for you to take advantage of? The Metropolitan Chicago Breast Cancer Task Force is a resource out there. Susan G. Komen Chicago is a resource out there. And guess what? For those of you that may not be aware, you can get a mammogram without a physician's order. You don't need a referral to go do that. You can simply call your covering hospital, covered under your insurance, give them a call and schedule your mammogram. You don't need an order for that. So certain things have been made easier for us, but I think sometimes the fear of what that test result will show prevents a lot of us from doing the right thing. And we cannot be afraid to do the right thing. That is not courage. Courage is facing your difficulties or facing the difficult decisions that you have to face in spite of your fear. And so there's never going to be a lack of fear. But what determines who you really are is what you do in the face of it. And so I need you to understand that arming yourself with the knowledge of whether or not you are diagnosed or not, arming yourself with that information is what's going to save your life. Because if you don't go in and get screened, if you don't go in and get treated once you've been diagnosed, then dying and not having a testimony does who any good? Nobody. It makes no sense for us to die a martyr simply because we were professing faith when really what we were feeling is fear. There's no need for us to die a martyr because we won't go in and get a mammogram, even when there are free facilities that will drive to our neighborhood and actually have a mammogram vehicle there for you to just walk on and get it done. It's time out for you and for us and for me and for everyone out there under the sound of my voice from expecting that other individuals are going to take care of you. There is nobody out there that can take care of you better than you. And God has given you the authority, and He's given you the power, and He's given you the responsibility to take care of this vessel, this body, this temple that He has afforded you to have. And so if you need any additional information, please reach out to us. Again, I'm going to give you that number again. That number is 754-220-0234. And then also you can feel free to email us at info@live-today.org. Now, I hope that today's show has been a blessing to someone out there under the sound of my voice. I don't want you to die unnecessarily. I don't want your loved one to die unnecessarily. I don't want you to be diagnosed with stage 4 when you could have been diagnosed at stage 0 and live another 50, 60 years. Breast cancer has no age limit at all. And so therefore, you need to do what you need to do because breast cancer doesn't take a break, and neither should we. I am so very grateful. I have to thank before I do thank some people, I want you guys to tune in next time on November 13th at 5:30 p.m. Central Standard Time when we will continue this discussion on how to live today and every day and how you can transcend any tragedy in your life. And I have to thank my producers, Mrs. Karen Roberts, her sidekick here, Mr. Kirk Roberts, Mrs. Carlisa Crawford, and Dr. Donald Prentiss. And I cannot forget our lovely Miss Vibes for my intro and outro music. I'm Dr. Sheri, and remember, be present, take charge, and I want you to live your life today and every day. God bless until next time.